Hi lovelies, welcome to my channel. In today's video I want to share a makeup look for those of you who may be a little bit intimidated or scared of makeup but are wanting to look more put together, just a little bit more polished with minimal makeup, and how you can achieve a really natural look with less makeup but still feel your best. Hi, my name is Ange, and on this channel I like to share all things beauty and lifestyle aimed at the more mature woman as I navigate my more mature years. If you are interested in videos aimed at the over 50 woman, consider clicking on the subscribe button down below as I upload videos on a weekly basis, and I would love to see you back. We have a wonderful group of women who converse down in the comment sections. They share tips, they share their experiences as well, and it's just a really lovely community. If you would like to be notified each time I upload a video, don't forget to click on the notification bell so that YouTube lets you know. I am fresh faced. I've done my skincare, I have done a layer of sunscreen, and we're set to go. Now I just want a simple everyday look today. I'm going to be spending some time outside. We've got some friends coming for dinner tonight, but it's really chill and laid back. So although I've already done my sunscreen, as I know I'm going to be outside a little bit this afternoon, I'm going to go in with another layer of sunscreen, but this can be used as a primer as well. So I do like to prime my skin. That is a personal choice for me. I have textured skin, large pores, and I do have a lot of pigmentation, but this particular primer is going to be aimed at smoothing out my skin. It is an SPF 30 and it is the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen. It's very silicone-y, very much like the Benefit Professional. Don't know if I'm a fan, but I'm just going to add it today in lieu of my normal primer to add some extra sun protection. The sunscreen that I did apply was an SPF 50. But I am just solely using this as a primer, and the reason I didn't use it as my sunscreen is A, it was only 30 SPF 30, and B, as a primer I do not want to apply the amount you require for sun protection. So I'm just adding this as a extra bonus. And I'm very conscious about dragging it under my jawline because that's where I get all my melasma. Okay, so we have sunscreened and I have primed. Now when it comes to a base for your face and you do not want to go the whole hog with foundation, there are other options available for you to give yourself some coverage and to even out your skin tone. Some of those options could be a tinted sunscreen, so your sunscreen with a bit of tint in it could be all the base that you require. I have one here, the Replenix Ulti Matte Perfection. It's a really nice matte tinted sunscreen. I also have this very fluid tinted sunscreen by Bioderma, and this is a 50 plus. And so is this one. And if I'm wanting a very light coverage, this is really brilliant. But once again, I would still sunscreen underneath these because I still don't feel that you, for a light coverage as a base, apply enough for your sun protection. So I do double layer when I'm using this type of product. You could use a tinted moisturizer just to give you a light coverage on your skin. Other options for a little more coverage, which is where I would tend to look, especially because I need a little bit more coverage than really sheer, is BB creams or CC creams. I've got one from Supergoop and I really like this. It's quite a thick formula, so I do quite like that. It is only an SPF 35, but it's still extra protection. And today I'm going to try this Maybelline Dream Matte BB Cream. It is a skin perfecting beauty balm and mattifying primer. So I'm going to use that as my base today. It's only an SPF 15, which is a good thing that I have double layered my sunscreen. And I have this in the shade 04 Light Medium. I've not used it before, so I do hope the shade suits. So you've got many options of trying something as a base just to even out your skin tone and not be heavily made up and not stress about your foundation, etc. So something light is all you need. Now if you don't like any of those options, you could still go the route of a powder foundation, which is a really good option. They don't tend to work for me with my oily combo skin. They look great for the first hour, but they do get quite shiny. I don't know how that works with a powder, but they do not give me the same longevity as a liquid base. So we're going to go in with our Dream Matte. Now you don't even need any tools for applying this sort of product. You could just use your fingers and blend it in. I'm going to start with that, but I am going to go in with my beauty blender because beauty sponge, because my beauty sponge is my friend and I really like it. So you can just spread these sorts of face bases with your fingers and you don't need to go to any trouble with having any tools. Okay, so that's trying with my fingers, but I am going to go in with my sponge, and because I'm using a sponge, I'm just putting a little bit more on my face because the sponge does tend to soak up product. So for me, a BB cream or a CC cream do have similar coverage to a lot of foundations. Now this is looking really light on my skin, but that's okay because I can move it along. I can add some bits and pieces on my face to help that look a little bit better. So if I was repurchasing this, I would probably go a shade darker, probably medium, just medium or medium deep. A little light, but it's more about the technique and products today rather than getting the colour right for you. Okay, so we have our base on. Now you can just leave it like this. It is matte, and I could leave this just with this BB cream, but I know that I get shiny, so I'm just going to add a little bit of powder just to set it down. As my base is a little bit light, I'm going to go in with my Chanel powder, which is a little bit more of a tint to it than my normal pound cake, and I love using a puff or my sponge that I've just used to apply my base, and I'm just putting a light layer on my skin today. You may find if you have dry skin you don't need to powder. When you are looking for bases, you can look for bases specifically for your skin type. For me, I went for a matte anti-shine BB cream. If you're looking for a tinted moisturizer, you could be looking for a hydrating moisturizer with tint in it. So I've just used a BB cream and some powder, and my base is looking pretty good. Now when it comes to brows, you can be super simple. If you do not need to do much to your brows, you could go in with just a simple brow gel. Now this is a really affordable brow gel by Essence. This is in the color Browny Brows, so you could just go in with a brow gel. Now I'm going to just do one step, and I'm going to go in with a brow pencil just to shape my brows, because I feel a lot more confident when my brows are just tweaked a little bit. Now I really love, for affordability, the NYX Fine Brow Pencil. I will leave a link down below. We can no longer get NYX available in New Zealand. I do not know why, and neither did the lass at the counter when I asked why. She just said they pulled out of New Zealand and no explanation she could give me. So I do really love the NYX Brow Pencil, and other pencils that are really good are the Anastasia Brow Whiz. If you like a super fine tip to a brow pencil, I love this Huda Beauty Bomb Brows. I've just run out of that one, but today I'm going to use my Dior Show Brow Styler in brown, because I don't have a lot of pencils, because I tend to use brow powder a lot. Now I have mucked up and done my powder first. I actually wouldn't use, for a very laid back look, I actually wouldn't go in with concealer. I would just want something light, and my BB cream would be enough for me. But if you do find you have dark under eyes, a nice concealer, very hydrating concealer with a peachy undertone is a good option. And I'm just going to be very careful how I pop this on, because I did powder my face. I did it a little bit back to front, sorry guys. And if you do concealer, just do in the corner of your eyes and the outer corner of your eyes, and skip the underneath in the middle where you do the most creasing in your eyes. Now I am just gently blending that with a brush just at the moment. Just in those areas where I popped the concealer. And then I'm going in with my beauty blender or my beauty sponge, and I like just tapping over the top of it to soak up any excess concealer, so that it's not too cakey. Now I personally like to set under my eyes with a concealer just so it doesn't crease anymore, and I like using the Hourglass Diffuse Light because it's a nice light under eye powder. But as I said, this is a step you can completely skip if you are using a BB cream or a tinted moisturizer and you are happy to take that underneath the eyes. The only reason I would use a concealer is if you did have some areas of concern that you did want to conceal. So just by concealing in the outer corner where you do get a little bit darker, in the inner corner, and then blending with the least amount under the eye. As we get older, it is very common for our brows to not be very dense and fluffy. So with most of us, we do need to fill in our brows or add some definition. So I am just going to, I'm going to tilt that way, run from the inner corner of my brow, and I'm just going to sketch out the shape of my under brow. I'm going to flick a couple of strokes at the front, and then I'm going to go along the top and just stencil out the shape I want for my brow. And then I proceed to go in that space. It's like colouring in the lines and just filling in that area with little strokes to fill in those brow hairs. Now, if you are lucky enough to not need to create definition or to add more depth and volume to your brows, and you are just lucky enough to be able to use a brow gel, then that's all I would do. But that's the difference of filling in your brows as opposed to not, and I really do think it does make a huge difference. So if you were just using a brow gel, and as I said, this is a really affordable brand, you would just flick them through your hair, brushing upwards. And this particular brow gel has some fibres in it as well, and just can help thicken them up a little bit too. Now, if you feel you have overdrawn your brows, which is very easy to do, it is very easy to soften them by taking the spoolie at the other end of your pencil or any brow or any spoolie and just gently comb through to soften any harsh lines you feel you may have done, and that can really soften the look. But brows just frame your face. So at this stage we've just got our base and our brows done. Now, in a lot of my videos you will be used to seeing me doing quite glam eyeshadow looks. Now that is because I'm trying new makeup and I'm excited about a new palette that I've got when I'm reviewing it, and I do more glamorous looks with those palettes. But on a day-to-day basis, I do like a more pared down eyeshadow look. Today I'm going super pared down. It's going to be no eyeshadow. Now I am just going to add a little bit of the BB cream we put all over our face and just add a little bit to my eyelids. Now if you don't have any discoloration, you don't need to do this. But I find when I am using an eyelash serum, my eyelids get a little bit discoloured. So I'm not using any different product. I'm just using the BB cream that we used on our face, and I'm just evening out the colour on my eyelids. If you were wanting to just make sure that that didn't crease, you could go in with a powder. I'm trying to use different products so that you can see you can use whatever you've got. I'm going to go in with this powder foundation by MAC, and I'm just going to use that. I could use the loose powder I used on my face, but just anything you have. I'm just trying to show you all the different options of products you can use. So that's all I'm doing on my eyes. I'm not going to wear any eyeshadow, bronzer, nothing on my eyes, but I am going to use an eyeliner. Now I have hooded eyes. I have very nondescript lashes, but something that I feel really good about is when I line my lash line. Now this is not doing a liner, a winged liner. This is just taking a pencil, a eyeliner, and I just run my pencil into the lashes. Now I'm going to just do that without doing the waterline and just thickening up the lashes. Now you can do this with a powder, with a straight brush like this, and stamp eyeshadow in the lash line. I personally prefer a pencil. I just find it easier, and I just run it in that lash line right in and scrubbing it in the lashes. And that's the difference between having liner in your lashes and not. What I am going to do is just put a little bit in there in that little outer corner, and then I am going to take a little brush and just flick that up at the corner. You don't need to do that. You could just have the pencil in the lash line. And then I'm just taking my sponge and flicking it up. And it just elongates my eye just a little bit. From my small eyes, and that's the difference between the two. So the next step is, I would highly recommend that you use mascara. It does just open up your eyes. Now, I do not have very nice eyelashes. They're very short. I'm trying to grow them again with my lash serum, but I am going to show you the difference, even with my tiny little lashes, how curling them and applying mascara can really make a difference. Okay, I have two different eyelash curlers. I have your standard eyelash curler and I have a heated eyelash curler. I like this because my eyelashes do not stay curled. I am going to show you just with the standard curler. And I just pop that on my lashes and I just pump it a few times. And that is a curled lash for me. They are growing a little bit, which is a bonus. And I'm going to take this little sample from Huda Beauty and apply that to my lashes. And now these probably won't even stay up as long as the video is, but I'm still to find a really good mascara that helps hold lashes in place. So even with my really small lashes, curling them does make a difference. And this is why I'm such a fan of having my lash extensions or wearing false lashes. It just, for me, is finishing off my look, and even if I don't wear much makeup, I just feel it opens my eyes and gives me a more wide awake look. Okay, so in that short time, these lashes have gone down anyway, but I'm going to let the mascara dry a bit before I go in and show you the difference with a heated lash curler. Now I'm going to be very minimal with the rest of my makeup, and I love a little palette like this. Now this is the Smashbox Cali Contour. You can use any face palette, but this has blush, bronzer, contour, highlight. I'm just going to use the bronzer and the blush today, and maybe a little bit of highlighter, only because I really love it. So I'm going to take the bronzer shade and I'm going to use this brush. I love this brush for bronzer, and it is an Eco Tools brush. It's actually a powder brush, but I love the fact that it is a powder brush with a ball, but it has more of a tapered, pointed tip. So I'm just going to take the bronzer and I'm going to like contour and bronze at once. So I'm just going to go from the top of my ear to the outside of my eye and just blend that like so. So that's not bronzed, that is bronzed. You don't have to be too fussy. So that was from the top of the ear to the edge of my eye. That's my bronzer. Other side, same again, top of the ear just to the outer of the eye. Nothing too drastic. I do still like to tap a little bit along my forehead, only because if you were outside and catching some sun, that is where the sun would kiss your face. So I do like to add just a little bit of dimension around my forehead. That is all you need to do for bronzer. Nothing out there. You can bronze your nose, or you can skip that completely. I have a wee bit of a bulbous nose, so I do like to bronze my nose, and I just take a little eyeshadow brush. I'm being very real here about what I do, but also telling you what you can skip. This step, totally skip. But I'm going to be spending time with friends. We're just going to go down and meet our children for a coffee down at a local cafe, and so I would do this step. So it's still minimal makeup for me, but I do add these little extra steps, and I'm just going to do the bottom of my nose. Look at that, I've gone a little bit haywire there. And then just blending that all in. Now if you do use a beauty sponge or a makeup sponge, at any stage that you feel you've gone heavy-handed anywhere, you can just go over the top with your beauty sponge. Just like that, to soften things off. So I just added a bit of light powder just down the centre of my nose, just to accentuate the contouring that I have done. Totally skip that, guys, but this is something I would do. Then blush. I'm going in with a very neutral blush that is in this palette. I'm just using my Sonia G blush brush, but you can use any blush brush that you have, and I'm just going to tap in the blush here, and I'm going to start from the back and tap on top at the top edge of where we did our bronzer, tapping it and bringing it forward. And then just little circular motions. So tapping it from the back. And that is your blush. And once again, if you think you've gone heavy-handed, which I can do in this lighting, you just go back in with your sponge and tap it out. Once again, stop here. I'm just going to go in with a little bit of highlighter. You don't need to do this. I do. I love my highlighter. It just, because I wear a matte face, it just brings a little dimension into the makeup look for me. And that is why I like highlighter personally, because I've used a matte BB cream and I've powdered and this just brings a little bit of luminosity of my choosing to my face. Really, really simple. I'm going to show you this handy dandy little tool. It is a heated lash curler, and it is very much like a hair curler or a heated tool for your hair. Now I've let my mascara dry. I think that's really important. I really need a waterproof mascara for this to work at its best, but every mascara I've bought recently has been horrid, so I haven't got one. So you just gently hold up your lashes. It's warm, but it's not hot on your skin. And it really just curls your eyelashes, just like a curling iron on your hair. Now this is the only problem with me and my not finding a good mascara, is that it just transfers onto my hood. But I think curled lashes make all the difference in a makeup look, and just looks more polished, eyes open. Now just to finish off the look, I'm going to go lip gloss. You can go lip balm. I have lots of different shades of lip gloss that I can go for. I'm going to go for a very neutral caramelly shade. I'm not going to line my lips with lip liner. You could, but we're wanting to make this as simple as possible. So lip gloss. And so really, compared to what I do on a normal beauty video, this is so pared down, so simple, and yet I look like I've made an effort. I feel I look more put together, and I'm going to feel really confident going out and meeting our friends and family today. But I haven't got a full face, full beat makeup on. So I do hope you found this helpful, and that if you are scared of applying makeup, or you don't know where to start, but you don't want to look overdone like a clown, this is some really simple steps. You don't need much in your arsenal to create a polished look like this. You just need your sunscreen, a tinted moisturizer, a BB cream, tinted sunscreen, something like that. If you are dry, you don't need a powder. I like a powder because it just sets my face and I know it will last longer. You can go with concealer if you wish or not. So it depends on whether you feel you have got issues you need to conceal. We've just gone with simple brows, a brow pencil and or a brow gel. Curling our lashes and mascara with just an eyeliner pencil in the lash line, and then a bronzer and blush and lip gloss. That's all you need. A very, very basic makeup kit to have a pulled together, very low maintenance, but a still put together, sophisticated look for the mature woman. Please let me know down in the comments below if you found that helpful, or if there's anything else you would like me to cover. I will leave links down below to everything I mentioned in the description box below. All the options I discussed and any others that I can find, I will leave links below. Please give the video a thumbs up if you did enjoy that. Let me know down below, was that helpful? It would really help me out whether you would like me to make more videos like this rather than my normal full beat. Go for it. Makeup looks I do when I'm trying out new makeup. I hope you've all had a beautiful and a wonderful day, guys. Please don't forget to click on that subscribe button and the notification bell if you want to be notified each time I upload a video. I hope you've had a beautiful and a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. See you later, guys. Bye.